have always been shamed and called names. Oh, your skirt's too short. Your skirt's too long. Your hair's too short. Your hair's always something. And mostly it's coming from women because men in society put women against women.
And I can point out.
Whoa. We put women against women?
I didn't say you.
No. I said men in general.
I said the society of men because there was patriarchy before.
Patriarchy?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me get this straight. So women criticize women. Are just out of curiosity, are women adults?
Not all of them.
Okay. Are they not capable of making their own decisions?
They're influenced by how they grew up, their experiences in society.
Okay, so are women incompetent morons that don't deserve to be have equal rights then?
Oh, women should have equal rights.
Exactly. So they're equal members of society, correct?
Correct.
Capable of making their own decisions.
Correct.
So if they make fun of another woman, it'd be fair to say that they decided to do that versus society oppressing them and making them make fun of other women.
Again, it's based on what they experienced, what they were taught, what they're seeing.
So so you're saying the way they behave is influenced by their background and they shouldn't deal with consequences of that.
And life lessons. They should deal with the consequences of their actions. That's how we learn as humans. Not only women, but men as well.
But for you to say, see how it doesn't make sense how you're saying men are the ones that are responsible for women criticizing each other? That doesn't make sense. Women are adults that can have their own agency. They're responsible for what they do and what they say. You can't have equality and then not, have equality, get all the rights and privileges, then go ahead and say, no, it's not our fault. It's men's fault that we criticize each other. That doesn't make sense.
So I'm going to say a little background story of why I think how I think. I was raised and...
Back in time. Let's go.
Go ahead. Give us the background on why you're delusional. Go ahead.
My dad is 70 years old and I'm not delusional. And he is very harsh. He criticizes women like, you're a bartender, you're a slut. My sister wanted to be a bartender. He was slut shaming my sister.
Okay.
Being a bartender doesn't necessarily mean that.
Okay.
Wow.
So how my sister see other women, she's a little girl. She's not a little girl. She's 16. But you get what I mean. Is based on other people's views.
Okay.
Her experiences will influence how she see other women because men, in this case, my dad has been calling women names. Now I see it differently because I already have life experiences. So I have my own view. But growing up, until you actually have an experience, you believe what other people say.
So you're saying that your sister was influenced by your father saying, why you want to be a bartender? That's a slut.
Correct.
Okay. Question for you. Bartenders, a lot of times that are at the club, how are they dressed?
It depends on where you're bartending.
Okay. If you're dressed at a club, right, higher end, whatever it may be, or even a dive bar, how typically what is the dress code that they typically make bartenders wear?
I wouldn't know because I'm not there.
You've never been to a club before?
I have been to a club, but the bartender was a guy.
Okay, so you've never been to a club where a woman is the bartender?
No.
Well, let us tell you.
Let us tell you. Most of the time.
Keep being revealing.
There you go.
Slutty.
Thank you.
Actually, she could tell us.
Slutty.
Pretty much cleavage, booty
Cleavage.
short.
Okay.
You gotta
So-
be attracted to the male customers.
Thank you.
What makes you a slut? You're not really...
Hold on.
They dress slutty.
Okay.
Not that they are.
Now, with that said, you have to dress a certain way at the bar, correct? Now, what do you think the average guy is going to think when he sees a woman sexualizing herself?
I'm going to buy more drinks.
Right? What does he think? What does he think about that woman in general when he sees her sexualizing herself?
She has the right over her body. I don't.
Okay, that's fine. She has the right over her body, but let's get out of your feelings for 2 seconds. What does the average man think when he sees a woman dressed like that?
I wouldn't know. I'm not a man.
Okay, I'll answer it for you. He's going to objectify her. A woman cannot be objectified unless she objectifies herself first. If a woman sexualizes herself, men in response a lot of the times are going to reciprocate by sexualizing her and not giving her a certain level of respect. This is why, since the beginning of time, all societies have covered up women. They've done things to keep women modest, etc., because the human psyche is what it is, and it's been like that for millennia. When men see women objectify themselves, they in turn are going to objectify the woman. So in reality, it's not that your father is saying those women are sluts. He's protecting his daughter and telling her, if you go out into the world a certain way, the world is going to view you a certain way, and I didn't raise you that way. I want people to respect my daughter. So if anything, he's setting her up for reality. Here's what I'm going to tell you. You are within your prerogative to dress however you want, act however you want, but you are also, at the same time, going to deal with consequences of your actions. If you sexualize yourself, be prepared for society to sexualize you back. And here's the other thing, too. No one cares to understand. if you are dressed like a slut, if you behave like a slut, if you sound like a slut, people are going to assume you're a slut, even if you're not.
Yep.
So all I'm saying is you have the right to dress however you want. But you cannot control how people are going to perceive you based on how you dress. Freedom comes with consequences and the realities that come with it.
Okay, I have a question.
Perfect.
Why when a girl shows a little bit more skin, she's labeled as a slut, talks like a slut, moves like a slut, but guys, we don't use the term slut for guys.
Because men are slut makers.
Yeah. Also, as well, who's calling her a slut?
Men and women, both.
But mainly who?
Men.
No, it's women.
Women.
You said it earlier, women criticize each other.
You know why? If a guy
Men
calls you a
criticize each
slut,
other, too.
he's going to be chastised. For example, here in the room, right? Each of you have a different job or career, right? For example, she's a bartender. Did we call her a slut? No. However, the perception might be that. But we're just saying, off rip, you can do whatever you want to do. That's all we're saying.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how the world works. Like, people are always going to judge a book by its cover.
Perception, yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
hope we can change the world.
For example,
Peace,
if you go
2020.
out there as a dude and you're always wearing singlets and you got tattoos and muscles, people are going to think you're a douche. You know, you're aggressive, you're cocky, you're arrogant. But that's just, you know, if you're tough enough to know like who you are within yourself, then that shit doesn't really matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people's opinions and comments don't mean shit. It's who you are in here, and what you project to the world. So the outer shell is just that. So I feel like personally, like women shouldn't get offended by the things that mostly other women say to them, like slut shaming. I think that's mostly from women. The only men that kind of do that are just weak men and simps. You know, they put down women like that, like truly. So I feel like when women get those kind of like backhanded comments from other women, then just, you know, just simply just ignore it because it's all bullshit. You know, if men can move past like criticism and work around it and then build themselves and become better, then surely why can't women do the same?
And there goes quit.
You know, take it on the chin and just move forward.
You got a point?
Well, yeah, we'll kill the Twitch, guys. Come on over to YouTube and Rumble. We're going to kill Twitch and Facebook, okay? Because we can't say something.
You had a point?
Go ahead. You say something?
I just feel like do we still live in a world where bitches still like where women still like criticize other women? Like you have like immature girls that are little dumb bitches, and then you have real women. You have real women who don't do that. I know me for instance, I will tell a woman in a bathroom in a nightclub that she's gorgeous. Oh, your hair's a little messed up. Let me fix you. Oh, let me fix your lip liner. Like, let me help you. You know what I mean? Let me help you. And I've received that same out, and I have not seen that behavior of women being like that in many years, like a very long time.
I think nowadays they don't do it to your face; they do it behind your back. And most often,
that's how it is with women. That's how they've been. But they used to do it in front of your face too. I feel like there's a small percentage now of women who are doing it behind your back.
Yeah, and 1970s.
But it might be the younger generation.
But it's the younger generations that are doing it. Like I don't know anybody like late 20s all the way up that are doing it. I know.
Oh, I know a lot. I know a lot in their 30s and the 40s, even in their 60s. Actually, my mom's age. A lot of women that are still doing that.
Older ladies gossip all the time.
Yeah,
like, come on, they grab their tea, they sit at the table, they gossip more than younger girls.
I think nowadays, because with the rise of technology, it's more like group chats. For example, WhatsApp group chats, text group chats, Snapchat. It's more like, okay, you know what? That bitch at the table, she's weird. That's so true. They'll say it to your face.
I see a lot of men commenting on women, talking more shit about women in DMs and chats and comments all the time.
Those are weak men.
A lot of women are not doing that.
They can't say it orally though, but you can.
What do you mean?
They can't say it like, for example, not online. They can say it like, for example, most men will comment, but they can't say it in person.
Oh, and that's everyone that's on the computer.
Nah, girls will say it to you.
No. There's a lot.
If they want to shame you, they'll say it though.
Yeah.
For example, she's a slut. Okay, don't talk to her.
Yeah, the problem is with women too, that women, they really like each other. And when they like something from another girl, instead of saying it, they start hating on each other. Like, why the fuck she wearing that?
That's true.
Like, oh my God, look at her. Look at her hair. Look at whatever. And reality is you like that shit, but you don't know how to tell her that you like it.
Competition. You guys compete and you don't even know it.
But what's the competition? I mean, we all women and we all got our own glow. So then
you are mature to see it that way. Most women don't. For example,
definitely.
All right, hot chick walks in. Oh, she might take my man. She's a slut. Off rip. Because once again, competition is there no matter what. So I'm just saying, ladies, at the end of the day, if someone tells you the truth, take it for what it is. However, if you don't care about that person, I get it. But still, the truth is the truth, no matter who says it. That's all we're saying here.
I mean, I think the main takeaways here is that women in general don't do well with criticism. I mean, that's why we did that exercise, and all of you were extremely uncomfortable when we did it, and that's a reason for that, right? Because women typically are more covert with the way they communicate, right? There's a reason why a girl walks in a room and that bitch looked at me this way. Well, she didn't tell you that she doesn't like you. She just looked at you a certain way, and you were able to immediately detect it like that, versus your guy probably didn't realize that. So women are covert in communication. This has been proven by science, right? So women don't take criticism that well. That's just what I've realized from being on the show, interviewing almost 2,000 y'all, right? And then the second thing is, I would say women criticize each other more than men do, and they slut shame each other more than men do. Because men, if I call a girl a slut openly, typically I'm going to deal with some kind of consequence. I could lose my job, be labeled a misogynist, an asshole, whatever. One of these terms that will make you look bad. So women, if anything, shame each other. And then for you to say, oh, well, women shame each other because men taught them how to do it. I don't know about that. I mean, I think women are adults and they can make their own decisions. I know you gave the one-off example of your sister, like her wanting to be a bartender, and your dad gave her that example. But I would think your dad gave really sound advice, because what he said was, I don't want my daughter to be objectified by men, because men understand how the world really works. Because if a man isn't adequate, we deal with consequences. You guys don't. You can be saved if you're a dumb bimbo. You can't be saved if you're a dumb man. That's the reality. A woman has the privilege of being incompetent. She can be stupid, not have any skill sets, be young, attractive, and find a millionaire. A man, on the other hand, he ain't gonna make $1 million unless he's competent.
Yeah.
There is no, like a girl literally came on the panel and said, I'm an eclectic witch. I'm a witch. What the fuck is going on? And got mad when people laughed. But got mad when people laughed. If I get one on a podcast and said,
and now she thought I was like,
that shit was awkward, man. Jesus Christ.
I said, oh, man. Oh, guys, I'm an eclectic witch. Y'all would laugh at me. Bro. I'd get made fun of, and I deservedly so. But men, like I said before, are always held to a standard. Women aren't. They can say crazy shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Make no sense, and nobody cares.
Yo, I'm a lawnmower.
Dude, imagine you just started spinning that witchcraft bullshit. Like, everyone would be laughing at you. But because if a chick does it, everyone's kind of like, they'll be quiet, you know?
And then the other thing, too, that I noticed, I don't know if y'all caught it, she said, oh my God, that's disrespectful, blah, blah, blah. Like, her own reaction to our reaction is indicative that she's shocked that people are laughing at her situation, because no one has ever checked her.
She couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
She was like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah. Her responses.
If anything, I feel bad for her. You know what I mean? I'm just like,
and a lot of girls walk around life like that.
Listen to what you're saying,
bro. You called it.
Listen to what you're saying.
When guys meet her, what do? They want to smash.
No shit.
Oh, you're beautiful. You're a witch. I love that. Let me smash now.
Yeah,
it happens all the time. Yeah.
So
did you get her number?
No, I don't think I will. No.
I thought that was your girl.
You want to hear?
I was just putting it on for the camera, really. Like the witchcraft shit kind of creeped me out. I'm not gonna lie.
She's gonna find you anyhow. She's a witch.
I was like, yo, he moves to chance with chance brush. She's like, oh, I'll find them.
Oh my God.
She's gonna find you.
Well, I'm only here for one day, so I'll be out real quick. Don't worry.
Cast a spell on you, man.
Just got one day to find you, man.
Hey, ladies, anybody have anything that they wanted to say? I want to make sure it's open to thing. But in general, those are my observations from talking and dealing with women, is that women don't take criticism well. They speak covertly. They're not necessarily overt with their criticisms because they can't be. And I don't think women deal with the same consequences of their inadequacy like men do. I mean, a girl can be saved. A man can't.
No, I'm just going to say we're emotional creatures. So I don't know.
For sure.
That makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Well, here's another thing. Well, when a man's emotional, they go to prison a lot of times. You look at prison, it's filled with a bunch of emotional idiots that couldn't control themselves, right?
Yeah.
So I would say being emotional isn't necessarily a good thing. I would say it's actually a weakness.
For men, it is. I feel
it's a huge,
like emotional men are mostly like killers, dude, and like fucking bombers and just like school shooters. Yeah, like they're psychopaths.
You know,
because they got no way to vent or like let it out. You know,
yeah.
But,
I mean, women are emotional. They just don't deal with the consequences. I mean, like think about, like they found this that lesbian couples have the highest rates of domestic violence.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Highest rates,
100%.
I didn't know that one. That's interesting.
Way more. So, but again, like women serve 66% less time for the same offenses as men. So again, even in the criminal justice system, they don't serve the same consequences.
Can bash a woman and it could be domestic violence, but she'll only get like a fraction of the sentence than if a little weak man was to also bash a woman. Let's not use a big dude as an example.
If he slapped the chick, statistically speaking, he has a higher chance of serving more time.
What if a huge 6'5" Tongan woman just slapped me? Am I in my own right to like protect myself? Like,
they'll be like, "Just bro, you got the chip."
Am I a bad person for doing that? You know what I mean? Like,
bro, it is so bad. if a woman calls the police and said that you hit her, even though you didn't do it, you're getting arrested, bro.
No shit.
It's that bad.
I know plenty of
I
guys
don't-
in that situation.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
No, they usually arrest both of them.
Yeah.
They
What?
usually
They have
they-
that-
No, no,
No,
no,
they-
no,
In what
no,
world?
no.
In what world?
In
Are
New
we
York,
talking
they
about-
do for sure.
New York.
Okay,
New
well,
York
we're here in
and
Miami.
Philly.
In
Yeah,
Miami,
if
we
the
don't
police
work
are
that way.
bothered enough to like really dig deep in the case, and if
Yeah.
like they're trying to get like the girl to like the witness stand to say something, she's not cooperating, then yeah, they could probably send her like a subpoena to make her come to court, because a lot of the times women do lie, but for most of the times I've seen them just get off scot free, and the guys there left to pick up the fucking pieces. You know what I'm saying? So,
I see where you're coming from, that they arrest them a lot of the times, but when the police show up on scene, they presume the man is the aggressor
All the
most of the
time.
time.
Yeah,
all the
right.
time.
And then unless the man can demonstrate and prove that the woman was the aggressor with some kind of visible injuries, a lot of the time the man is going to be presumed to be the aggressor.
Mhm.
So the only time I've seen it where they arrest both is if the man is able to show injuries.
Visibly
Yeah, if they're
injured.
both. If they both have
And-
injuries,
Yeah.
Especially in
if
New
they
York,
do
those
then
both
girls
they'll
have
are
do.
violent
injuries,
as
they'll
fuck.
take them both.
Yeah.
In New
But-
York, those girls.
But I think the main takeaway is that the man is always presumed as the aggressor. That's just the way it is, because women are the weaker gender.
I'm on the
physically.
like. You got a point. In New York, they're mad aggressive. So that might actually be true.
And-
That might actually be true. What up? What up, nigga?
Okay.
What up, nigga?
Women are just more dramatic as well, because talking about emotion, I actually think that men are more emotional than women. They just act different about certain things.
I have to agree with that.
Women
I also
women are
agree.
just more dramatic, and we just add more to it. And don't forget, we get a cycle.
Because
we
you
get a
drive
period.
us
we involve all
crazy. That's
that.
why.
I know what we
Women drive us
do.
crazy. So we have to, sometimes.
But in reality, women don't tend to look at that, and men, I believe that men suffer more than women when it comes to certain shit. It's just
because they
like I
can't
said.
vent.
we suffer. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
We hold it in.
We can't
Right,
vent.
hold it
we
in.
just
Can't
built
vent with
different, and then men don't know how to react to
If we
it. So,
go- if
so
we-
when they're hurt or the girl did something, they're gonna cheat.
We no,
They're
no.
gonna try to
When
get
they
away.
just
So
have
they're looking for an escape.
I don't think it's nothing to do with that.
but
I think we
Or
just
how
have
they
to
do
find a
vent,
way
they
to
throw the
deal
girl
with
into
it
the wall.
without bringing out the emotions and putting it on other people. That's a part of being a man.
It's coming. The end of everything.
Knock at the cabin.